When was the last time you were at the gas station without hearing someone else blasting their music? Or what about trying to study and you hear someone else's loud conversation on the other side of the door? How about the walk through campus? Is that ever bothersome or annoying because of the loud noises that you hear? Well, I know I have some of these problems. Whenever I'm trying to study, I often get distracted by others' noises, whether it's intentional or not. And that's a big problem for me, and it has been for a while. As college students, we all have our own schedules and work to attend to, and it's important that we get these things done. Sometimes sound pollution or bothersome noises can get to us and not allow us to complete those tasks, or whenever we do complete them, they're not done quite as well as we would want. So that's why you guys should listen to my presentation today. I'm going to talk to you guys about the problem of noise pollution. I'll introduce some steps you can take to solve the problem, and then lastly we'll talk about the benefits to my solution that I've given you. So first, let's talk about the problem. Like I said, according to the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, 20 million or more Americans are exposed to unsafe levels of sound pollution every single day. That's a lot of people. That's about a tenth of all Americans. So what are some of the effects on sleep or on the human body that can come from sound pollution? Well, the first one is auditory. It makes sense. If loud things and bothersome things are coming into your ears, you may lose some of your hearing. Simeon Soren is a researcher and publicist for the Engineering Village, and some of the things that he talks about are losing hearing and having a difficult time hearing things, which can quickly progress into partial loss of hearing, and then going deaf, losing all of your hearing, just because it's a problem that a lot of people don't really realize is as big of a problem, you know? Now, the second effect on humans is sleep. According to Hearing Soul, which is another company that does auditory research and actually sells hearing aids too, they say that anything over 45 decibels of sound can cause sleep disturbances. Now this is a big one, sleep, because when you lose sleep, you'll have less energy the next day, you won't feel as well rested, you may have trouble that next day emotionally or socially, and of course your immune system can be affected by it as well. Your immune system is with you for the rest of your life, so it's important to take care of it and keep it healthy. Now, I forgot to mention some of the sources of noise pollution, so I'm going to go through that right now. Some of the sources from noise pollution, where it's created, where that noise is generated, can be from traffic, whether it's aircraft traffic or on the street. It can come from construction workers. It can come from our neighbors, our peers. A loud conversation, they're playing their music too loudly, or watching a movie on really high volume. I know that happens a lot. Can also, no, I think those are most of the sources. Oh, well, it can also come from energy plants like hydroelectric plants, wind farms cause a lot of noise, and other things like that. Now, let's get back to those effects. The third health effect on humans that I want to talk about is cardiovascular. The WHO, or the World Health Organization, talks about some of these cardiovascular diseases that can come from being exposed to too much noise. The first one is called ischemic heart disease. This can cause heart attacks or just common heart pain, chest pain, and aches, and things of that nature. Ischemic heart disease is one of the leading causes of death worldwide, so this is definitely a big deal and not something to joke about. It can also cause hypertension, according to the WHO. Hypertension is whenever your body gets a little bit more stressed or contracts those muscles without you realizing it. It can result in body pains and aches and then cause stress on your body emotionally as well. Now, we know all of the bad things that can come from sound pollution, but how can we fix it? How can we avoid some of these things? Well, I say we stop capping and start to use the CAP technique. CAP, cancel, avoid, and P for pay it forward. First, let's talk about how to cancel things out. Now, like I mentioned, there's not that much we can do about the noise that's being generated. I can't tell someone to turn off their music every single time. I can't tell cars to be any quieter. But there's things that I can do and that you can do too to limit the amount of noise that's getting to your ears in the first place. So some of the things that you can do for that is closing your windows. You may invest in some noise canceling headphones. Those will be really awesome. And then some other ideas you could do if you have your own property or place like that are turning off appliances at night. You could add more insulation to your house or wherever you're living, again, if that's an option. It may not be for a lot of us. And then you can build fences around your place and add other insulating things inside of your rooms, like carpet and other blanket type materials that will absorb some of that sound. Now you can also, let's see, I hit on the headphones. Yeah, those are some good ways to avoid or cancel out some of that noise. Now how can you avoid some of these noises? Some of the best ways are to, again, turn off that phone, turn off the electronics, and try and get some peace from that. You can ask people to move their conversations to other places, but some of the best tips that I have are to find some lonely time to yourself and go have some peace and quiet in nature. That's one of my favorite things to do. Go to the middle of the forest, and Fayetteville is great to get in nature. Go to the middle of some trees, something like that, get away from the city, and I doubt you'll be hearing as many cars or music. You can also find a new place to study. At the beginning of the semester, I know I did all of my work here at the dorm, and that got difficult quick whenever I found a lot of disturbances and distractions. So I decided to go outside and do a lot of my work outside at some benches, which is typically a little bit quieter. So those are some good options to avoid noise pollution. Now the last thing, pay it forward. You may be wondering what I mean by this. Pay it forward to your neighbor by being a good neighbor yourself. I know I've been struggling with this problem, and I'm sure you guys are also struggling with sound pollution and distractions and things of that nature, which is why I'm sure a lot of people that I live with have the same problems. I want to be nice to them and encourage them to be quiet for me by being quiet for them. This hits back to electronics. That's a big one. Turn that TV volume down. Turn down that music a little bit. That's a really easy way to please your neighbor a little bit more. You can find a private place for those conversations, especially if it's a little bit more energetic and excited. Maybe the hallway isn't the best place for that conversation. Find a private place. Some other ways to pay it forward. Respect quiet hours. I know personally in my dorm hall, there's signs posted everywhere about quiet hours and when to respect them and how to respect them. Quiet hours are really important for a lot of people because this is a good time to get sleep, get studying, or any other tasks that are significant to someone. So those are some great ways to pay it forward and keep your friends and neighbors happy. Hopefully in turn they'll respect that and help you out too. So now I've talked about that, but what are the actual benefits of using my capping technique? Well, enjoy quality sleep. You'll get better rest and you'll feel more energized the next day. And don't forget about that immune system. Keep your immune system healthy by getting better sleep. Your study sessions will probably be more effective. You'll complete assignments earlier, faster, and probably do better work on them as well. You can start to enjoy some alone time. I think that's very valuable to everyone, and you may find a new place that you really like hanging out or doing schoolwork. You'll be healthier, I already mentioned, the immune systems, and your cardiovascular health will be looking better too, and you'll make better relationships with your peers, friends, and neighbors. They'll be happier with you. So, what are you guys waiting for? Are you all ready to start saving your hearing? Today I talked to you guys about the problem of noise pollution. Then we went over some ways, some different tasks you can do to solve that problem. And lastly, I told you exactly why you would want to do it. How's it going to help you? What's it going to benefit you with? So again, we may not be able to do that much about the rowdy guy at the gas station or the construction, but there are some things that we can do. So cancel out, avoid, and pay it forward. Stop ignoring your problems and start tuning them out. Thank you.